Okay, this is how our animation should look like. We have two notifications, and when we swipe on the left and click delete, we will get this image. Hello guys, and welcome to another video of mine. In this video, as you saw in the preview, we're going to design and animate one application screen. So first open up Adobe XD, and we're going to start with designing our screen. We're going to open a Google Material style sheet to copy one of its UI elements, and the UI element to which we copy is status and application bar. So we are going to ungroup those two from this screen, and we are going to press Ctrl C and Ctrl V to paste it, and then we're going to change the name of this UI element to app bar, let's say that, and let's center it on the top like that. Okay, so we're going to close this window, we don't need it anymore, and now we're going to delete this and change this text to notifications. Okay, so the next thing we need to do, we're going to create one rectangle which will represent a card. We will say 110 height. Of course, we are going to disable border, and we are going to increase shadow. X will be 0, Y will be 0, it's better, and the bold will be 3. So it should look like that. Now we're going to add one line indicator. This line indicator tells user that this card is removable. So we're going to change this line to color to blue, like our application bar. Okay, and now we're going to create two more texts. One will be tip title, and the second will be tip description. So I have prepared already the text which I will copy in this design, so I will just copy it. Okay, I will change the color of this text to darker gray, and text size to 16. Let's find the appropriate color for this purpose. Dark gray should do the job. Okay, I think that's good. And now let's copy this text and change it to our description. Okay, this is just an example. I found that text on the internet. It's not important. So the text size will be 12 dp, and the opacity will be 50%. Okay. So now we are going to group. We're going to copy this card below, and the margins between those two cards will be 10 dp. So we are going to change the text, the title, and the description to something else. Okay, we're going just to move this a little bit to set margins between text and title like it is on the first card. Okay, now that we have created that, we can save this project design, and next we're going to create a delete button. So that delete button will be the same height as our card, and the width of this delete button will be 96. So we're going to set a red color like that. And now that we have this red rectangle, we're going to add two more files. One is delete icon, and the second is this empty illustration.
So we're going to change this color to white, and we're going to increase its size a little bit, just to fit better this rectangle. And now let's center this icon. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to group those elements, and we're going to name it delete. We're going to group all the tip 2, and we're going to name it tip 2. And we're going to do the same for tip 1. Just remember those names, because those names are important, will be important when we are creating our animation in Protopie. So now let's move this delete on the left, and let's add this here on the screen as well. So we're going to add one more text for this illustration. We're going to say no more tips, and we're going to put this text on the center, below on the center, this illustration. And after that we're going to group those two elements, and we will name them for example empty. Just remember to keep in mind that you need to remember those elements name. So now that we have created our design, we can start with the animation. Open up Protopie and click new pie to add new project. Now we're going to move this primary window on the left and increase its size a little bit. So now we're going to add our project from the Adobe XD. Just click import and click on Adobe XD. As you can see, this Protopie recognizes our project immediately. So we're going to change our artboard to notifications, and as you can see now, Protopie will recognize our new artboard. So I have set Galaxy S8 as my template. So we're going to change the import size to 4x, and we're going to check this option and click import. As you can see on our preview, we have already seen this design, and there we go. So now we can start with the animation. First we're going to copy our delete button and name it delete 2, because we need two delete buttons, one for tip 1 and one for tip 2, like that. And we're going to center this empty illustration on the center, and we're going to change its opacity to, just click on it, and we're going to set opacity to 0, because we don't need that image at first. We're going to need that at the end of our animation. We're going to start our animation with tip 1, so we need to change its position on the left, because when we swipe we need to change its position. So now our delete button width is 96, so we need to change our position, our tip 1 position, to x96 or minus 96, because it's on the left side. So we're going to add a trigger drag, and we're saying move tip 1, direction will be left or right, and we're going to set a limit to minimum x will be minus 96, because that's the width of our delete button, and max x will be 0, its current position. As you can see, it is working like we already predicted. And now we're going to add an animation for moving our first delete button. So we're going to add another move layer. Our delete position should be, as we can see here, 264, and the current position of delete button is 360. So let's let's find delete 1, or delete, sorry, and change it to minimum x will be 264, like I said earlier, and maximum X will be 360, its current position. So let's click play, and as you can see, those two elements are moving as we said. And now we need to add two oval elements. One will be named oval 1 and the second oval 2. So we're going to move them on the center of this delete button, and we're going to increase its size and change the color to white and opacity to 50%. Okay, let's change the color first. Let's decrease the size of this oval element like that, and the opacity to 50%. Okay, it's good. And we might increase its height a little bit. And we're going to add a trigger, which will be range. So that means when our other elements, in this case, let's find it. In this case, once tip 1 changes position, X, on the left side, we are going to move this oval element X by, let's see what X should be, minus 96. Okay. When tip 1 reaches that position, this oval element will be moved on the left side. So let's check it out. Its X will be position 330.53. Okay, so we're going to set this X to the same value, and we're going to set duration to 0.3 for now. And of course, let's change this if you want. And our second, okay, let's try first. And there we go. We have created. We just need to modify this a little bit. We need to add a move trigger again, and to move back to its current position. So let's type 36 because that's this circle current position, and duration will be 0.5, and delay will be 0, but we are going to change that. As we can see, nothing happens, and that's because we haven't set the delay for our second trigger, which is second move. So we need to add delay to 0.4, because duration of our first move is 0.3, and duration of second will be 0.4. And there we go. We have it. Okay, we just need to maybe increase size of this oval, and duration, we can increase the duration or decrease, do it as you wish. And 0.3, let's say. Both of them will be 0.3 duration. Let's check it out now. Okay. And it looks better. Let's just change opacity to 20% or 30%. Yeah, it's better. 30% will be fine. And now let's increase the size of this oval, the height, just the height. Okay, that will be fine. Let's try it out. And yes, it is better now. Okay, we have our animation for the tip 1, and we're going to add a new trigger, which is tap, when we tap on our delete button. So we're going to select that. Okay, when we tap on our delete button, we're going to add the rotation for our delete icon. We're going to rotate it by 360 degree on the left side, and duration will be 0.5. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, you see our element is moving because we need to change just to this little delete icon, trash icon, and not the whole button. Okay, and now when we click that, just this little icon will be moving, and we need to change its position to center origin. As you can see, X will be 50 and Y will be 50. And now when we click that, it will rotate from its center position. We're going to change the duration of this to 0.8. Okay, this is better. And now we're going to add opacity. So when we click our delete button, we're going to change the opacity of our tip and our delete to 0. So first find the tip 1, or delete if you wish, and change its opacity to 0. And duration can be 0.6, let's say. And again add one more opacity for tip 1. Again 0.6 duration, and let's find it out. Okay, and now click play. So when we click our button, it disappeared immediately. So we need to set delay for those two opacities, 0.9, let's say. So when our first rotation completes, then the opacity will fade. And there you go. Now we get it. And we're going to add 2 more animations to this step. But before that, we're going to remove this second oval and copy this first, and just rename it to oval 2. We're going to move that on our second tip, like that. And now let's add 2 more or 3, we'll see 3 more triggers on this step. So add the first tip 2. We can do first for the tip 2. Okay, we're going to change its position to position of the first tip, and the first tip position Y is 97. So we will type 97. And we're going to change its duration to 0.6 and delay to 1.0. And we're going to add one more move. And this time we're going to move our second delete button to position of the first delete button, of course. Again, duration delay will be 1. So when we click delete, as you can see, our second tip is moving to the tip position 1. And we just need to change this a little bit opacity. Okay, it is smoother animation now. So let's change this duration to 0.8. Okay, and let's check it out how this will work now. But I think 0.6 is better. It's smoother animation with a 0.6 duration for moving those tip 2 and delete button 2. Okay, we will leave that way. And finally we need to move our second oval, oval 2, and we're going to move to the position of the first oval, which is 92.5 Y position, because we're moving up, of course. And let's check it out. Okay, so we have it. And now we're going to copy this drag, because we don't need to create from the start again. We'll just copy and change from tip 1 to tip 2, and move tip 1 to tip 2 again, and change the second move from the delete to delete 2. Okay, and now now we can try it. We're waiting until the second tip is moving. Okay, so we forgot to move this delete 2 button position of the delete 1 button. We're going to change that. So first, delete 1 button position, Y position is 97. So we're going to set this delete button 2 position to Y97, like that. And let's click play. Now it should work. Okay, we have successfully moved that, and we need to set to copy our range trigger again. And okay, so we're going to copy that and move it on the bottom, and just change from tip 1 to tip 2, and that's all good. We just need to change just from oval 1 to oval 2, and delete button 1 to delete button 2. Okay, sorry, I thought I oval 2 and yes, oval 2. Okay, now click play and let's check it out. Click delete and move that. Okay, it is showing like I just said, and we're just going to copy this step trigger and move it on the bottom so we can add our final animation. Just click Ctrl C and Ctrl V to copy that. Just move that at the bottom, and we're going to change those elements from delete to delete 2, rotation of course from delete to delete 2, but remember we need to change other elements as well. Delete to delete 2 again, and second opacity from tip 1 to tip 2, because we're doing animation for our tip 2 and not for tip 1, and those 3 moves we're going to delete because we don't need them. And let's check it out. Okay, rotating, disappearing. Okay, so we need to change this delete 2 origin to center, and now we will have a better animation. Clicking and okay, that works. Now we need to add add opacity for our empty illustration. We need just to add opacity to 100, and duration will be let's say 0.8, but delay will be set to 1.3 or 1.2, and click play. Okay, and there we go. We have successfully created our animation. As you saw, this Protopie tool is pretty amazing. You can do basically anything you want with it, and you can create many animation on your application. Whatever you imagine and whatever idea you have in your mind, you can implement in Protopie and create a beautiful animation. So I will creating more tutorials on this subject. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you like my content, of course. And that's it.
See you in the next video.